I am an admirer and a friend of Sylvia's, and I have many, many pieces. And she really has introduced me to a whole new concept of jewelry. And actually it has changed the way I dress even. I tend to wear tailored things, but I had always shied away from black. And when I first saw Sylvia's jewelry, the shells on black rubber cords, I just didn't think it was me. However, it was not long before I realized that it definitely was me. And so I have a real collection now. And I like her work because not only is it creative, but it's out of natural materials. And Sylvia has just a knack for putting things together that other people would not imagine. You really do have to put it on to understand it, to see how much it will reflect your own personality and enhance the clothing you're wearing.
I looked at all her pieces. There are other pieces that are more beautiful, but they're just not me. This just goes with me. And I think that as I look at it more, I'll appreciate it differently.
This is an early piece, very architectural, from maybe, I don't know, 5 to 10 years ago. It was one of her first pieces. And I really like the architectural form, very simple.
I wore a shell necklace to India, and it was a single shell on a rubber tubing. Everyone remarked on it, and our guides would tell us that when people didn't say anything to me about it, there were people talking about it and admiring it. And I think what is interesting about this is that in India, most of the women wear rather ornate jewelry. Yet this piece of Sylvia's transcends styles, because the Indians, who have a very different sense of style, still had great appreciation for the simplicity of Sylvia's piece. Her design has such integrity that it appeals to people regardless of their own personal taste. So these are really pieces of art.
I just love the materials she uses. I love the shells, I like the beetles, I like the way she blends them, I like the way they reflect the light. And you can tell that she's an architect also in the way she designs them. I think she's a tremendous artist.
I practiced as an architect for many years. I traveled a lot in Pacific Rim countries and Southeast Asia. And I was always fascinated by iridescence of mother of pearl and how it was used traditionally in all of those countries. And I collected many pieces. This one is from the Philippines. The shell that was incised and then carving is filled with black color. And then black mother of pearl from Tahiti. Again, a very traditional pattern. And this is French, Mont Saint-Michel, probably carved at the turn of the century as a souvenir. So by studying these things, looking at hundreds of pieces, looking at many books, and this intellectual and aesthetic input from different countries, for me now the biggest challenge is to create something that has not been done yet. I mean, it's hard, but that's exactly what excites me. The shells are these fabulous habitats that nature invented. Impossible to duplicate, you know, they're so perfect. And I don't know an architect who doesn't like shells, because no space wasted, you know, like super efficient.
There is this sense of simplicity and sometimes even a little starkness, but it's softened by the luminous aspect of the shells. And I think that's what makes it unique, that it is severe, it's very sensual and very luxurious.
My wife is a collector. She's a graduate of Rhode Island School of Design, and Sylvia is one of her favorite artists. And I'm here as most dutiful husbands to buy.
How does it feel on your skin?
Great, smooth, just it's not real heavy. It just sits just right.
This is something from the winter. I wore it in the winter and it was beautiful, reflective light, and now it's moving into the summertime.
The shimmery quality, iridescence, and the color works with so many outfits.
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, just so chunky and natural.
You have this piece of rock in the sea, and it's only when you bring it out and polish it that all this magnificent iridescent comes. Under different lights, it changes, and this changeability and continuous evolution of visual input is what makes it so beautiful for me.
I feel sexy wearing that belt. So beautiful and light.
I like the way it feels because, you know, when you're wearing jewelry, you don't get to see it. Everybody else gets to see it. But it feels so wonderful, and it's very, very tactile.
It's exciting. The different shapes of the shells together. It gives it more character.
I bought a necklace for my daughter because her 13th birthday is coming up, and there was a piece that was very springy and cheerful and appropriate for a girl that age.
Do you think you'll be wearing it when you're 20?
Yeah, I will. I think so, because it's very much my personality too.
You like that?
Yeah. It has a texture that other necklaces do not have, so I think it's pretty cool.
Love it.
When you look at an iridescent shell, in each light it's different. So I looked at hundreds of mother of pearl, white or black. I've never found two who are the same. They're just not. Each one is different. It may not be hugely different, but it's different. And then every so often you find something which is really different. It's like people, you know, every so often somebody is really an oddball. And in shells I look for these wonderful differences.